Alright, so that was disappointing to say the least. Unfortunately, because I went into this one very strong and open-minded because I was expecting something in the for Firestarter to remake it in modern times. Like I was expecting greatness, basically, and I guess I did the common thing to up your expectations and then be disappointed. Now, this film has good things. This film has flaws, a lot of flaws, but this film has also great things. So I'm going to be talking about the great things mostly. I'm also keeping this spoiler free. I did take notes, but I don't want to talk about them all because I take notes like the same way I always take them. I take pinpoints from the film, but because this film is so new, I don't want to just say the entire plot of it in every detail. So I won't be doing that, so no worries. But if anybody has seen the original Firestarter with Drew Barrymore, the classic, was it 1984? I should have looked that up. Classic horror story. So if you've seen that one, then you know the general synopsis of Firestarter, and also it was a 1980 book by Stephen King, which is about a girl with like telekinesis. That's like she's basically like a pyro. She can create fires and stuff like that. So that's generally what the story is about. Now, the good things about this film, basically, the way it's shot looks great. Everybody in it did exactly what they were asked to do. So Zac Efron, there's nothing wrong with his performance. He kills it the way he was asked to, the way like he was directed, kind of thing. The young girl, she doesn't hold a candle to Drew Barrymore, but she has huge promise in what she's capable of doing as an actress. She is more than likely going places because she basically, again, does everything she was asked to do, and she delivers in spades. She really can give like those facial expressions that are like captivating. She can really hold a scene. She can really like hold her place, like almost above other characters in the film, which I really found intriguing for such a young actress. But is she as good as Drew Barrymore? No, because there's just something iconic about. It's probably not even the director that made Drew Barrymore perform so well in that film. It's just the knack of. It's when you just get somebody in the right role, and I think Drew Barrymore's role in that film was just that. It's just the right role. It's like Natalie Portman in Leon the Professional. Could it be part of the direction? Yeah, sure. But have you ever seen a performance like Natalie Portman's in Leon the Professional? She was like 12 or something. Like it's just this natural charisma. Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. He just kills it. This house is so full of crazy people, it makes me sick. When I'm moving out, I'm living alone. Do you hear me? I'm living alone. I'm living alone. Like, you could tell him to do that, but only Culkin can deliver that. Like, you could tell another actor he might do it the same and kind of like cool, but like that, like it's the person that brings it out. But anyways, we're talking about Firestarter. I didn't love it, but those were like the great things about it. It was shot well. What I didn't like the writing of it. I thought the writing was silly. I thought the writing was like, how do you say it? Fast made cookie cutter, like very cookie cutter, very by the book. Just Hollywood, like Netflix, like let's just write this and get this out of here kind of thing. That's how it felt. It didn't feel like a film that was really thought out. It didn't feel like they took the time to perfect their idea that they had. You could see the idea there, but it didn't feel like it took the time to really perfect that idea and really milk out everything out of that idea and really make this fresh new take on Firestarter, which the original is a great film. They changed some things around here. That's fine. That's, you know, you're remaking the movie. You don't have to go frame by frame the same thing, but it's done well. It's the screenplay, it's the directing, and it's just the production. The directing was fine. It felt rushed. It felt extremely rushed. The screenplay was kind of weird. Like some conversations, some interactions with people just didn't make any sense. I hated the ending, but that's a spoiler, so I won't talk about that. Like there's a villain that they take in a direction that doesn't make any logical sense on why he would take that direction. There is a death of a pretty significant character, especially related to the little girl, that just dies, and then they're just like, okay, well, we're gonna move on. It's like that direction I didn't like vibe with it. I wasn't rolling with it, and there's a lot of shit that happens, especially the ending with the villain I mentioned. There's just things I didn't vibe with it. There's things that made no sense to me. The villain in the original is like by far better than the villain in this one. There's no like logic to the way they take him at the end of the film to how they raised him throughout the film. It's like, he's doing this now? What? It doesn't make any sense. But there's this animal brutality scene too, involving a kitten, where Zac Efron comes in as the dad, and he's like, you gotta take care of what you did. And she accidentally burnt this kitten. And then he's like, yeah, you gotta put it out of its misery, because it's your fault. That's the direction you're taking. So you think she's gonna like stomp on it or something, and she just lights it more on fire. So the thing is already burnt to death, so she just basically turns it into ashes, essentially. And the father's like acting sad, and she's crying, and it's like, that's such useless and pointless animal brutality. Like the way that doesn't make sense for her or him. It doesn't like it's not believable. There's so much in this film that is not believable. There's a scene where the whole like intro to the film, they're like, oh, we don't deal with technology, we don't deal with Wi-Fi, we don't deal with internet, we don't deal with anything electronic, because they could trace us by doing so. And then the little girl, the mother gets hurt accidentally because of her powers, and then she takes an iPhone. I'm pretty sure it was an iPhone. It's a cell phone. It's a fucking modern cell phone, and makes a 911 call. She's dialing on her. I'm like, wait. You just said you don't deal with technology. You don't deal, like, you have iPhones? Not even like a home phone, dial up, anything. You actually have a fucking cell phone. You could be traced on cell phones. It's just, it's this film didn't come together for me. This film did not work for me. I appreciate the way it was shot and everything like that, but yeah, there's just too much logic issues for me to be able, like, I'm always going to watch the original. And actually, I'm probably going to review the original Firestarter with Drew Barrymore soon, since I reviewed this one. And I was really, expecting big things from it. But I think that's all I want to say anyway, because I don't want to go too much into spoilers. There is a scene, I will get into this, where they're basically Zac Efron's character and the little girl's character Charlie. They're hitchhiking, and then they get picked up by this friendly guy, and he brings them into the home, and then there's plot points involving them that I really liked, and I like where I like where it went. Like, that was probably the most interesting and intriguing plot screenplay wise of the film, and I enjoyed that part. And another thing I'll say as well is having the character who's a fire starter and who basically can create pyro just by getting like a little pissed off. Like, she gets bullied at school and then she can like blow a fucking washroom apart. Okay, she can like light anything on fire except certain characters because somehow they survive explosions because, you know, plot convenience. But there's a scene where she's with, like, she sees the villain. The villain, they bring back a sniper because the original villain, he was good at, he would generally use a sniper rifle. And the villain's like right there, and she can fry his ass, but doesn't because plot conveniences. It's just a ridiculously written film, and I did not like how they treated the villain. I think that they did a fine job with Zac Efron's wife in the movie, and the little girl, and I think the little girl killed it for what she was asked to do, and I think, and I hope that we'll be seeing more of her in the future. And Zac Efron playing like a more like father figure, like a more mature, responsible adult kind of thing, is interesting. Because Zac Efron he's always been a great actor. When he started to get like away from the Disney stuff and like more into like comedies, and I would like to see him do more horror things, because I think he could definitely even play like some great villains and stuff like that. So it, you know, nobody did a terrible job. I just think that this film had beyond more potential than it delivered, and I think because the source material, the Stephen King novel, and then the incredible, I think it's 84, Firestarter, I could be wrong, correct me in the comments, call me an idiot, that's fine. If I'm wrong, you know, I'm blanking on the director of the original Firestarter too, so yell at me for that, it's all good. But this one, like, it doesn't have that impact, it just doesn't. You know, it feels more modern. It's great for that. It's shot well, like I said. A lot of CGI, but that's fine. The fire looks great. The effects look great. The characters and the actors and the actresses do wonderful. But they could have just done so much more with it. Sorry. So that's where I stand with Firestarter 2022. Go check it out though. It's I think streaming. I don't know where it's streaming everywhere, but I saw it on Roku, so it's playing somewhere. Just go find it if you want. So subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more when I can. Stay tuned if you are interested, and until next one, take care. See you later, and cheers.